I think it's a very important event because it's the first time we've had such an event in France, in Paris. It's so important. African technology is now at the forefront of discussions in so many countries, and there's these communities that are building this community of African technology experts and entrepreneurs, and finding a place to get together and meet and talk and exchange is a tremendous opportunity, and I'm so glad to be here. Yeah, really, you know, there's some venture capitalists, for instance, that have some interest in Africa, but I find that the reality is that Africa is not in, you know, when organizations like Facebook think about Africa, they're not thinking of Africa as a market, they're thinking of Africa as a charity case. And so we need to change that. We need to change that, that narrative. And there are some, like Tim Draper, Mark Andreessen, that have shown interest in actually investing for profit in African business. The next big thing in Africa is going to be, I think, in the B2B market, right? I think there's a lot done right now on e-commerce, on mobile money, but I think that as more businesses are created and as more entrepreneurs become actual companies, we're going to see a huge growth in the B2B space. I think it's an improvement. I think we're getting there. A lot of that money is actually raised by organizations that might not necessarily African companies, but that are in Africa or doing business in Africa. I think any money being raised helps our ecosystem, because all of a sudden it becomes okay. You know, when you start hearing about millions and millions of dollars or hundreds of $1 million invested in an organization that has the name Africa in it for technology, oh my goodness. All of a sudden, you know, when an entrepreneur comes and talks about needing to raise millions, then the narrative changes, even though the reality isn't where we'd like it to be.